In 2015, the United Nations established 17 Sustainable Development Goals with an eye on 2030 to make them real. The goals target poverty, hunger, health, sustainability and the world's environment. In 2045, the UN will be 100 years old, with the hope that by then, these SDGs will be a way of life for the family of nations around the planet. But political ideas are not economic realities, and without the global business community and its potential to drive and innovate, progress will be painful. That is the essence of Vision 2045. Olga, thanks very much indeed for joining us today. How have you seen business and industry change so far since the creation of the SDGs as an idea?
So in our region, we have seen the widespread backing among companies and investors for Agenda 2030 and namely 17 SDGs. We have seen also the modest progress towards aligning their businesses around SDGs. However, I would like to see more transformational activities from them. The last 7 SDGs are about sustainability and urbanization. So, and this is exactly the last 7 SDGs are attracting the businesses. As we can see, there was one study on that businesses report more selectively on namely SDG 12, 13 and 8. So we see the change. We would like to see it more transformative.
What still needs to be done in order to get to this vision of a better world by 2045?
No country can do it on its own, so more partnerships, more cooperation, more joint activities, because together we are stronger. I'm always telling 1 + 1 is more than 2. The pandemic has exposed the fragilities in our region, and we need to build more resilience against such disruptions or crises. I can again give 2 examples what we are working on. One would be the people first public-private partnerships. We produce here guidelines for how to make communities and life of people more resilient. Another example will be, we are working now in these days, in April we will have our commission session on circular economy, and that is, as we know, connected with the green recovery and much more. It's very important to get our economies more circular.
In particular, dealing with Goal 11, sustainable cities and communities, what progress have you seen with that particular SDG in the past 5 years?
Cities are important because we know that more than 50% of the global population lives in cities, and it is projected that in 2050 it will be more than 2/3 of the global population. What should the businesses do is first to develop resilient buildings, transport, utilities. Second, to support access to essential services. However, we have many challenges in the cities. Strong population growth globally, and so that leads to unplanned urban infrastructure, even to slums. And those are more vulnerable to disasters that are magnified by climate change.
Are you optimistic at this stage?
As I told you, we see some positive trends, but we definitely need more transformative action. We need more partnerships. We need more progress. We need to accelerate our efforts because we are entering the last decade of Agenda 2030, and we need to do much more than so far. So I would like also, by this way that you are offering to me, to invite the business community to help us, to help governments, local governments and international organizations to make the SDGs a reality.
Final thought, Olga, if you were able to get all the CEOs together in one big room and one big hall, what would be your chief question to them, your appeal to them?
I have been in such meetings. Some of them, they understand pretty well. There was one survey I believe it was World Business Council on Sustainable Development. They made a survey and they tried to find out how many global big commercial organizations, companies, businesses, industries report on SDGs. And the number they found out is 82%. You know, of course, we have another survey speaking about 40%. So let's take the right number is somewhere between 40 and 80%. So it's not bad.
Do you feel that there's more clarity now, that people understand each other better from the NGO sector, from the private sector, from government sector?
Every day by our work, we are adding small drop to better understanding. But much more needs to be done, definitely. But we are moving in the right direction, but we have some deadlines. And namely, such crises as we see today is requiring us to accelerate our efforts. This is my last call for businesses.
Olga, thanks very much indeed. Thank you.
Thank you for the interview. I wish you all the best.